ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ. Welcome to this segment of Code Gurbani's a-sabad-a-day. Today is the 10th stanza from Rag Gujri War Mahalla Panjwa, composed by the 5th Nanak. There are 2 sloks and a pauri. The recitation first. बार विडानड़े हुम्मस तुम्मस कूका पैया राही तां सेती लगड़ी डोरी नानक आनंद सेती बन गाही सच्ची बैसिक तिन्ह संग जिन संग जपिए नाओ तिन्ह संगे संग न कीचई नानक जिना अपना सुआओ सावेला परवान जित सतगुर भेटिया होआ साधु संग फिर दुख न देटिया पाया निहचल थान फिर गर्भ न लेटिया नदरी आया एक सगल ब्रह्मेटिया हुक्मै बूझ निहाल सुख सुखेटिया तत् ज्ञान लाए ध्यान दृष्ट समेटिया सब्बो जपिए जाप जे मुखों बोलेटिया हुक्मै बूझ निहाल सुख सुखेटिया परख खजाने पाए से बहुड़ न खोटिया. This passage first draws the picture of life, uses the metaphor of a forest on fire as a metaphor for life. Bar Vidanarai. Now, it's interesting, the words bar and Vidanarai have multiple connotations, and the Guru has used them beautifully. Vidanarai is also division, its arrangement, its performance, its legislation. It is also something that causes surprise. And bar is used variously as a storm, to be beholden, as an enclosure, protection. So, the way that I have looked at it in terms of translating it, I've used it twice. So, astonishing is providence, is the first usage. The Guru is expressing a wondrous awe. What kind of a place are we in? Bar Vidanarai. And then he describes the place. He says, we find ourselves enclosed in a strange forest. Again, Bar Vidanarai, because the words are applicable here as well. So astonishing is providence. Here we are, enclosed in a strange forest, filled with fire and storms and smoke. Hummas tummas. And where one hears the shrieks of pain on every path. Kuka paya rahi. Now this could be translated to say that travelers through this forest are shrieking in pain and fear because the forest is on fire. So that's the metaphor here. So like the forest fire, life is consumed by the fire of desire. And like the forest fire, this fire can be fierce and destructive. But it also holds the promise of transformation, because after a forest fire in the woods, the ground is cleared out for something new to grow. So in that sense, While the fire of desire can be destructive, it can also be the key to transformation. So the question is, which desires should you stoke and which ones should you not bother with? Forest fires can also be unpredictable, and so it is with life. That brings us face with grief, with loss, and death when you least expect it. So that's the setting of where we are on this planet, the situation in life. But he goes on to add, Nanak traversed this jungle with joy. Nanak Anand Seti Ban Gahi. Ban is forest again. Gahi is to explore and to be able to find one's way. Gahi, Gahana. How did that happen? He says, because he, meaning implying Nanak, tied himself to the master with the cord of love. Tau seti lagri dori. So if life is a forest on fire, Guruji offers us a solution, love, as a way out of the forest of fire. Now we know love is wisdom, and wisdom is grounding. It centers us. It gives us the stability needed to act wisely and in a timely way, instead of being in a frenzy, which is what we all are. So amidst all the confusion and chaos of life, wisdom not only anchors you, but it is also a compass. It's the North Star that gives you direction, gives your actions direction, enables you to make the right decisions. It keeps, and more importantly, even when external circumstances are chaotic, as they are, wisdom keeps you centered and aligned with universal truths. That's why it's the North Star. So true association in this world, the next line is suggesting seek proper association, companionship. It is who you hang out with. That's what you're going to become. Simple. Sachi basic tinha sang, jin sang japiye now. So seek companionship where your virtues can be developed, where your character can be developed, where virtues can be practiced, not with those who pursue selfish interests. Selfish interest essentially means acting out of the ego. And so the Guru says, eschew company that fosters self-pride or the ego, because the ego is blind and reckless and can be very destructive of one's life. So the Guru is giving us a step-by-step on how to live in this world. First, understand the nature of life. Seek wisdom to make proper decisions. Wisdom comes only when it is cultivated through right companionship, those who are on this path. So you see how it follows. One thing follows from another. Now the Guru makes a statement about the Satguru, about wisdom, about knowledge. He says, Sa vela parvan jit Satgur petia. Only that time can be deemed fruitful that is dedicated to the true enlightener, to knowledge, to wisdom. Now, why is he saying that? Because parvan, the word parvan, Savela parvan, refers to an ancient system of classification of daily ritualistic worship. So, the different rituals that people did were classified according to the benefit that they gave you. That was called Parvanna, Pravan. actually is the right word. And Parwan comes from the acceptable. They're acceptable to various degrees. If you do X, you're going to get Y. You do A, you're going to get B. So there was that classification. So Guruji is keeping that in mind. I mean, he understands the usage of the word, you see, and he says, no, only that is acceptable. Only that worship is acceptable, which involves submission to the true enlightenment, submission to knowledge. That is a life that is surrendered to wisdom, that you're acting out of wisdom all the time, out of knowledge, out of virtue, that you're actually acting virtuously. So you see, he's putting aside everything else and telling us to be true learners. Hua sadhu sang fir dukh na tetya. Now he tells us what happens, the impact of seeking wisdom through the guru, the sadhu. The sadhu is the perfected one. Fir dukh na tetya. Then one assembles when one makes companionship with the perfected one. So you see where he's going. Wisdom comes through right companionship. Companionship points to the guru. When one assembles with the perfected one, he says, Hoa sadhu sang, then suffering does not arise. Fir dukha na tetya. Sadhu sang, of course, means meeting the master, but it also means that when you actually meet with the master, sadhu sang, you begin to see with a spiritual eye, or you begin to walk the straight path. And this straight path, this quality of seeing through wisdom has harmony and tranquility because it is harmonized with its environment. It knows. The Guru goes on to explain when that harmony is achieved, when you begin to see with a spiritual eye, in companionship with the Guru, then you achieve a stable state, which the Guru says, Paya Nehcharathan. What is that stable state? Fir garb na letya, where ego pride never enters the mind. Garb is pride. It is also the womb. In other words, you will not indulge in repetitive, destructive behavior again and again. Through that companionship, that will bring you wisdom, which will cultivate your character. So you will act rightly and you will act out of goodness. Nadri aya ek sagal prametya. You see, this is the realization that comes through wisdom, through virtue. What is that realization? It comes in that stable state, that tranquility. In that tranquility is grace. Nadri aya ek. And grace bestows you with a singular vision. Nadri aya. And what is that vision? The realization that all that one sees, nadri aya, again, the use of the same word in a different context. The realization that all that you see is nothing but the one, ik. Nadri aya, ik sagala brahmetya. Brahmetya, one that is all pervading. It is that one. It is that sense of oneness. And when that realization comes, one is filled with wondrous awe and peace. Hukume bhuj nihal. Out of this mind, sukha sukhetya, filled with happiness, well-being, when you realize what's going on. So the Guru says this knowledge, this realization that dawns upon you through companionship with the Gur, meaning right knowledge, comes to you when the mind is applied with focused attention to the essence of self-knowledge, which is what the Guru teaches you. And that is what brings to you that state of concentrated awareness of the self. Tat jnana laye dhyan drishta samitya. Drishta samitya, you're not scattered anymore. Your vision becomes singular. There is clarity. There's no doubt left. In that state, in that stable state where this realization dawns in that being, whoever it is, in that perfected one, the individual who achieves that state, what happens then is whatever is spoken, whatever is then spoken, whatever this individual says is an expression of wisdom. Sabbo jape jap. So you see, that is the power of that wisdom gives you, because you now are attuned with the natural order. And so by understanding Hukme Bujj Nihal Sukh Sukhetya Parakh Khajane Pai Se Bahud Na Khotya. And through trials and tribulations, those who earn the treasure of wisdom never revert to their counterfeit ways. What that really means is life is an arena which is like a forest on fire. The Guru also uses the example of a mint, which has heat, because what is going on here is transformation. You see? But we were talking about destructiveness. We have to destroy the ego. Something has to be destroyed for the spiritual coin to be shaped, which is the spiritual life. Kariye sabad sachi taksal. So this is the mint. It is going to involve heat, and heat can be searing in its effect. So you have to learn patience. Dheeraj sunyar. That's what is being explained in this Shabad, that you have to undergo a transformation. And that transformation can be painful, but go through it we must. Waheguru Ji ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji ki Fateh.